Next, Nicki Minaj versus Gavin Newsom. What? Debbie Hudson says she's a great grandma. Congratulations, girl. You get all the fun and no work. You get all the, oh yeah, eat that. Try this. Let's go here. Yay, fun. Go home. Nice. Aaron M says mine are 11 and 9. Shit's hectic. Yeah, man. Hell yeah, it is. Man, so my son, he's starting flag football. His first practice was yesterday. And my daughter, she's in travel volleyball. So tomorrow we got to get up at 5:30, be out of the door by 6, be in Roseville by 7. She has tournaments all day. And then guess what? Sunday, same thing, tournaments all day. My son has practice and games on the weekends, and then schoolwork, and then what's going on at school. And this person, he said this, she said that. On my way home, and I got to school. It's crazy. But yeah, man, it's one of the good things about it is your head's down in the chaos of it all. And by the time you come up for air, 10 years has passed, and it's crazy. It's wild while you're in it. I can only imagine what being a grandparent is like, to kind of sit back and watch your kids go through that. And I mean in a good way, to experience, I should say, parenthood. Bones 3826 says, where have you been? I haven't seen you in a long time. I'm glad I caught you. Good to see you. Well, good to be seen. Glad you're here. I've been here. I was doing a lot of reels and stuff for a while too, just trying new shit. But I'm here now. The important thing is I'm here now. Brad Armstrong, he says, it goes fast, not just a cliche. So true. So true. East Coast Temple says, don't blink, take a lot of photos. Yeah, I got a bunch of photos. Man, I got so many photos. I was talking about this the other day. I got photos. I don't even look at them because there's too many. But yeah, I got them. I'm sure someday I'll sit back and look at all of them. But here we go. Nicki Minaj has beef with Gavin Newsom. Why? How in the hell does Nicki Minaj end up having beef with Gavin Newsom? Well, I will show you this clip that explains to you why she might have a problem with him. You tell me.
80% of the people listening disagree with my position on this, but it comes from my heart, not just my head. It wasn't a political evolution. It was position being that I don't think it's. I want to see trans kids. I have a trans godson. There's no governor that's signed more pro-trans legislation than I have, and no one has been a stronger advocate for the LGBTQ community.
What's that, you piece of shit? I want to see trans kids. My godson is trans. Shut the fuck up. Here, I'm going to say something controversial. I don't even think Gavin Newsom, in his heart of hearts, if he has one, I'm not saying he has a heart, I'm not saying he has a soul, but I'm saying if he did, in his heart of hearts, I don't think he even believes that shit. I think that's the agenda. That's the propaganda. That's what he's being told. That's what he's being made to push. I don't know. I don't know why I feel that way. I have no evidence of that. But I just get the sense he don't even believe that shit. But nonetheless, you're saying it. You're pushing it. You're making policy based on that affects our children, which in turn affects us. So fuck you, Gavin. Even if you don't really believe it, that makes you even worse. You don't believe it and you're still pushing it. But I don't think he does. But he says, I want to see trans kids. My godson is trans. Shut the fuck up. No, he's not, you lying piece of shit. Your godson is trans. You fucking liar. There's no such thing as trans kids. Only kids with fucked up parents. How does a kid become trans? Where's the trans gene, you liar? You pervert? You narcissistic turd? You just want the adulation and the praise from whatever circles you run in. My kid is trans. You're a piece of shit. That's child abuse. Making your kid trans, forcing your kid into a lifestyle that comes with an 82% chance of harming themselves and more than an almost a 50% chance of trying to off themselves. Only a monster would put a child in that situation. Only if there was a busy street and they said there's a 48% chance that kid is going to be killed if he walks across that street, and you say, go on, run along. Wouldn't you be a complete, absolute piece of shit? A monster, putting that child in harm's way like that. That's what that trans stuff is. And then at the end, you hear him say, no other governor or whatever has pushed forward more pro-trans legislation and been a bigger advocate for the LGBT. He doesn't even say LGBTQ. That's how I know you don't fucking mean this. You're not even saying it right. It's not real to you. It's just rhetoric. It's just lines. It's just a script. Listen to it. He says
80% of the people listening disagree with my position on this, but it comes from my heart, not just my head. It wasn't a political evolution. It was position being that I don't think it's. I want to see trans kids. I have a trans godson. There's no governor that's signed more pro-trans legislation than I have, and no one has been a stronger advocate for the LGBTQ community.
For LGBTQ, you don't mean that shit. You don't give a fuck. It's from my heart. Don't you guys realize when I speak with my hands and I make certain gestures with them, it drives the point home to your heart? It's from my heart. It's from my heart. That's where it's from the sky and the sunbeams to my heart. You piece of shit. And you hear the way they talk. I want to see trans kids. I got a trans godson. That's okay. It's already accepted. It's settled. Trans kids are okay. It's okay for them to be trans. It's okay that their parents perverted them. It's okay that they're forced into this. That's not even up for discussion. Puppies are cute. Fire's hot. Trans kids are okay. Moving on. I can't stand that attitude. I can't stand that shit. I want to see trans kids. Why would you want to see that? Why would you? What is the purpose of having more trans kids? Do you want to see more kids try to hurt themselves? Or do you want to see more kids try to kill themselves? Is that what you're saying? Just come out and say it. I'm a piece of shit. I work for the machine, and they're telling me to say that it's from my heart. Cocksucker. And you know what? I take that back. I shouldn't call him a cocksucker because at least cocksuckers provide a service. At least when a cocksucker is done with you, you're going, don't touch me, don't touch me. Did Gavin Newsom ever make you feel like that? Huh? No. So from this day forth, I declare that I will no longer refer to Gavin Bang Your Wife Newsom as a cocksucker. Because cocksuckers serve a purpose. Cocksuckers are wanted. Who wants Gavin Newsom other than some lonely housewife who's dependent on her AA batteries? You got one of those, that's who supports Gavin Newsom. Fucking disgusting. Oh, here we go. Speaking of my kids, see, I spoke them into existence. Here's my daughter texting me. Had a nice New York steak in the air fryer. Yeah, I cooked the steak in the air fryer. I don't feel like going firing up the grill. It's delish. It's delish. Anyway, here's the point. The air fryer is not the point. The point is, I had a New York steak in there. 2 of them. Going to have one after I'm done here. Going to have one for dinner. My daughter texts me, can I have one of the steaks in the air fryer? Of course you do. Of course I can't have that to myself. Of course I can't enjoy good red meat all to myself. My children must take it from me. I told her yes. I did. It's my girl. But that's disgusting. You want to see trans kids. Your godson is trans, and you don't have a problem with that. You don't have a problem with your friend having a trans kid. That's the very definition of a problem. Someone has convinced that child that they're in the wrong body and that something so wrong, they are making it sound right. If you end up there If you wake up one day, you're 18 years old and you're trans, hey, good luck. Good luck, buddy. It's man. Whatever. If you're 18, that's your lot in life. That's what you choose. Oh, see that word? Choose. These kids aren't choosing that for themselves. Their sick, disgusting, fucked up parents are choosing it for them and forcing it on them. Ooh, that color pink looks cool. Oh, you're a girl. We're going to repaint your room, change your name, buy you dresses. Whoa. You ever heard of the word no? Or you can pair it up, not just no on its own, but how about no, you're not? No way. A few different ways you could swing it. But if your kid comes up, I think I'm a girl, and they're a boy, or I think I'm a boy, and they're a girl, I want to start doing this. No, sorry. And maybe talk to them. Hey, you might be thinking this way, But no matter which way you go, we're going to end up on no, you're not street. You can explain it to them if you want. Maybe you're more of the because I said so parent. Whatever. But when it's all said and done, when we part ways, when this conversation is over, it's going to be no, you're not. Now let's have some dinner. Let's go play catch. Let's have some ice cream, something, because that conversation's over. And if it persists, maybe seek some help. Maybe talk to somebody who's smarter than you when it comes to things like that. But we're going to end with no, you're not. Because you're not. Because where did you get it from? Who told you this? Like, get the fuck out of here. No, you're not. That's ridiculous. If my son comes to dad, my son was into ninja stuff for a while. Should I have turned our house into a dojo? Should I have gotten those rolled up bamboo mats and bought him a katana and let him practice with a fucking sword? Should I only let him dress in ninja clothes and eat with chopsticks? Like, what the fuck was I supposed to do? Let him get through it. Let him be a kid. What the fuck is wrong with these people? So anyway, that's why Nicki Minaj is upset with Gavin Bang Your Wife Newsom. So she had this to say. Again, shout out to my man Oliver Mack, a.k.a. the right-winged angel on Instagram. She said, imagine being the guy running on wanting to see trans kids. Haha, not even a trans adult would run on that. Normal adults wake up and think they want to see healthy, safe, happy kids. Not Gav, the Gav nots, Gav out, send in the next guy. I'm bored. Oh, get him, Nikki. Oh, no, not that one. That's another story. That's a mean looking bitch right there. Gavin is the cute boy who got everything handed to him because of how cute and sexy and hot and smoking he was. Oh, look at me. Sitting there in that suit with the sneakers on. He thinks he's Tom Cruise. Only difference is his next mission is impossible. He should get another leading role. She's talking about him running for president 2028. Despite all the time he said, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. We know you are, you piece of shit. Oh, Gavy Poo. It only gets worse from here for you, buddy. It's the end of the road for you, my love. Get on the nearest jet ski and let that beautiful hair blow in the wind. It will make you happier than this race that you will not win. Enjoy life. Peace. Uh-oh. Nicki Minaj got his ass. Got his ass. And good for her. Being a woman of color in the entertainment world, she's gonna get a lot of heat. I'm sure she has gotten a lot of heat for that. What's up, Jennifer? Miss Norwood. She says Gavin Newsom clearly just purposely tweets rage bait. Again, that's what he's supposed to do. That's what he's being directed to do. That's part of the script. That's part of the program. He's supposed to espouse that bullshit nonsense that, again, I don't think even he fucking believes. Silver Spectre 90 says, since when Nicki became based, this has been going on for at least a week. I saw something about this last week. I think I'll go back a few weeks, because first she was giving Trump props for speaking out against the Christian genocide in Nigeria. So that's where her backlash came, or started to come from. Her supporting and thanking Trump for what he did. JSW whosoever, or JS whosoever, sorry. Who cares about Antichrist Nicki Minaj? Well, I could see how you would say that. based on her music. And I've heard Nicki Minaj's music. I think she was on, like, her stuff is, when she first came out, she was more hardcore shit. Then she turned into her whole Barbie thing where she's like, got a BBL and making all these dirty, nasty songs. And again, that kind of stuff is for adults. So whatever. I don't care what adults are into. Kids are going to listen to that shit too, but I don't know if I'd elevate her to the level of Antichrist. I could definitely understand how you would think her music is problematic. But again, it's problematic for kids. But that goes to their parents who are allowing them to listen to that. Now, my parents growing up, I've said this before, my brother and I had my older brother, shout out to him, shout out to Ray. He was listening to rap music. So my job, when we was listening to it in the room back when we had cassette tapes, my job was to listen by the door to hear if my parents were coming upstairs, and he had the music turned down, like Anne Frank type shit, like the Nazis were outside, had that shit turned down low. You can barely, like, it was barely on the frequency that humans could hear, because we knew that our parents didn't play that shit, and we listened to it under penalty. We knew that if we got caught, that was it. So my parents weren't bumping it in the house, weren't bumping it in the car, weren't reciting the lyrics, weren't supporting it in any way. My mom made it very clear she despises rap music because it objectifies women. She would always say that shit. My dad, don't even say rap music to my dad. Don't even say it. If you're not talking about rapping presents, don't say that to my dad, because my dad don't give a fuck about rap. But that was a no-no in our house. So that my point is, kids are going to do that. You're not going to keep it away from kids. They're going to seek it out because they're not supposed to listen to it. But are the parents condoning it? Are the parents, and I've seen that. Two instances stick out in my mind. I was outside of a grocery store waiting for, I think, my wife to come outside, and there was a little boy, couldn't have been more than 5 years old, sitting in, somebody, obviously an adult in the passenger seat. I don't know if it was dad or what. But he's, hold on, BJ Blazkowicz, is that the Mark Roy 76 dude, like the 53, 30? What is that? Is that the troll you're talking about? What is that shit, Mark? Explain yourself, or I must do something about it. But anyway, I'm out, and I see this boy sitting there, and the adult in there, and they're bumping 50 Cent, and this little boy is rapping every single word. Every single word at 5 years old. And then more recently, this is probably a couple of years ago, I was at a gas station. These two fucking bonnet-wearing hood rats, I'm sure that car smelled like feet and fucking backwoods. They pull up to the gas station. They are bumping the most, I think it was a WAP song, the wet ass pussy song, some vile, disgusting, pornographic shit. They're bumping it. This little girl's like 3 years old in her car seat. She was still in the car seat. And they're bumping this shit. This girl's literally in surround sound with garbage and poison. So there are piece of shit parents out there who allow their kids to listen to that bullshit. But your kids have to understand that this isn't right. And if I catch you, you're in trouble. Just like any other things. If parents catch you smoking, they catch you doing something you're not supposed to do, you're in trouble. You're still going to do it, but you know if I get caught, that's it. So I understand what you mean, but I still like the fact that Mark Roy says, I'm not a troll and you know it. I didn't know it, Mark. That's why I asked you. I don't understand what you keep typing. So just explain it. That's all. Okay, I see what you mean. Thanks, Mark. But I like that. I like that anybody who, you know, what's the saying? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. She's definitely a friend, because Gavin Newsom is our enemy. If you have children inside of the California school system, he is your enemy. If you live in California, child or adult, he is your enemy. The dude just said, I want to see trans kids. Ew. In a word, ew. In a word, pervert.
80% of the people listening disagree with my position on this, but it comes from my heart, not just my head. It wasn't a political evolution. It was position being that I don't think it's fit. I want to see trans kids. I have a trans godson. There's no governor that's signed more pro-trans legislation than I have, and no one has been a stronger advocate for the LGBTQ community.
That's gross. From my heart. You don't have a heart, Gavin. You don't have a soul. It wasn't political. It's from my heart. Oh, is it from your heart? Just like when you locked down California, was that from the heart or was that from your head? When you had our kids sitting in front of a stupid computer screen doing Zoom classes and your kids were in a classroom like normal kids should be, was that from the head or the heart? Was that from the heart too, Gavin? You slimy piece of shit. And why do you think 80% of the people watching that disagree with you? Because you're wrong. As my dad would say, you're wrong as two left shoes. And could you imagine if the only people allowed to vote, California is pretty bad. There's a lot of good in California. It's not all lost. Unfortunately, we suffer from those who live in Hollywood and the Bay Area, by the coast. People are always fucking crazy by the water. But if the only people who are allowed to vote in California were liberal white women, could you imagine the state of California? Because those are the ones who are sit there and who are mesmerized, who are put under a spell by Gavin Newsom and keep voting him in. That's who. And they come in a variety of ages. You would think, and I used to think, people who are older than me are smart.